it is with a great pleasure that we are presenting here the new master in maritime logistics. I will ask for the president of the Department of Mechanical Industrial Engineering to give a quick words about this program, and also to the dean of the school to welcome you and present the main programs that we have here, and also to give you an idea of what is our school and what is our offer in terms of new programs and also in terms of research. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. So good morning, everybody. Welcome all to this session. For those that are here present in this auditorium, and also for those that are away, so through digital platforms. So it's a great pleasure to start this session for this new master, integrated in a project, and in a way in a very fruitful collaboration between the academia, in this case Nova School of Science and Technology, and also private partners. So this is what we foster here in our department. So I'm currently the head of Department of Mechanical and Industrial Engineering in the last 4 years. I'm also the director of the Research Center in Mechanical and Industrial Engineering. And what we have been trying to do over the last few years is to provide a new momentum for the launch of new initiatives in the research area, where we have 50 researchers, and also in our educational offering. And in our educational offering, we had to cope with a challenge in the last couple of years. So we had integrated masters, and we have to convert them in bachelor degrees and master level degrees. And we did that. So we did it in the last year. So this year, this first year that we're starting our new configuration of education offering with the bachelor and master degrees. But we were ambitious, and we decided to have something more than just converting integrated masters in bachelor and master level degrees. And we decided in our department to create 2 new masters, and one of them is maritime logistics, and another one is related with the digital manufacturing engineering that will also start in forthcoming fall in September. So this is the ambition that we have. We wanted to do it differently. We wanted to do it beyond what has already been established. And we wanted to do it in partnership with companies. We just don't want to do it in pure academic terms. We believe that this connection between what we do here at university and the needs and also the capacity that companies have are extremely important. And we are designing these courses, aiming this hopefully fruitful collaboration between what we do here in our department and in our school, and also what companies need, want, and also have to offer to the society at large. So once again, Elena, thank you very much for inviting me to be here. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all in our school. And it's a great pleasure to have this kickoff event and the public presentation of our new master in maritime logistics. So thank you all, thank you very much. And now I invite the dean of our school to give some brief words.
Good morning. I'm in Portugal, in the School of Science and Technology, but I have to speak in English. So it's something that we defined a couple of years ago, that all our students must have the chance to learn in English as well. It's a second language for us. And for that purpose, I'm very pleased to be here. And I would say that I usually begin my day opening some kind of events like this. It's something that I do at least 1 or twice a day, because our professors are quite dynamic. And as such, I congratulate Elena for the chance to invite me to open this program. And I'd like to thank as well Professor Commandant Pedro Águas, that is coming from the Naval School, Navy School. I'm not sure how to say it in English, Navy School. Naval Academy from Portugal. I'm very pleased to know that there is some kind of joint venture to set up a program that is so ambitious, as Professor Grill said, about maritime logistics. And I should say that it's not the first time that we have this approach. We are just quite close to the Navy Academy, and we have a lot of programs, not just in education but in research as well. And so we are very pleased to cooperate with both schools. And I would say as well that here we have been in this place as a school for the last 44 years. We are just a young university. When we compare with established schools like the University of Lisbon that has something like 800 years old, we just have 44 years. We are quite young. And as we see, Elena is quite a young girl. I am quite a young boy. And as such, we are the challengers. We are the ones that want to create a different kind of education for our society. And that's the purpose of Nova University, is to create new and innovative programs that help the society to develop new skills, to face the new environment that is so different from we used to know. And actually, there are so many disturbations. There are disturbs everywhere. There are the speed is so fast. Everything runs so fast, and we have to cope with this. And we are just engineers. We are just scientists, but we have to manage as well the social side of the business. And as such, we in the last 12 years we develop a new approach for our students to learn. Actually, we have something like 8,000 students, and every one of these students have to perform basic education on skills like, for instance, how to speak. And as you know, engineers were used to just be focused on mathematics and engineering and physics, and they were not so much used to explain their ideas and to show how to cooperate with others. And as such, something that we can call the soft skills were something that we have been developing in the last 12 years in all our programs, from just basic leadership to team work to entrepreneurship programs, and a lot of programs that are mandatory for all the students to cope with these ideas. And I must remember that this school started with 2 programs or 3 programs in basic education that were not used in Portugal. One in informatics, computer science. We were the first school that teach information science. Another one in environmental engineering, and another one in industrial engineering. So these were the first programs that were set up in Portugal, and we started with this approach. And from there on, every year we introduced more innovative courses and programs. And this is the natural course. And in the last 4 years, since I am the dean of the school, we have different experiences to set up new programs, and we hope that this program can be suited for the purposes of the society. And as such, I am, as I told you, very happy to be here. We are, just for your information, we are something like 700 professors here, about 1,000 researchers. In total, we are here about 11,000 people. So this is a good and huge place to get knowledge. And we are involved in a project that now we call the Innovation District in Almada, that probably you have known about the media. And we hope to have here a new town in the next 6 to 7 years, because there is a basis for the development of knowledge. And we hope to continue to work with the Navy School and the Navy Academy to have a better place and a better region that called the attention of international investors and government people that are looking at us. So I hope that you can have here a good way to develop your career in an international basis. We believe that international is the word that we want to develop. We have a huge program of internationalization as well, and this is right the time to set up this program. The maritime logistics face a lot of problems, actually, a lot of challenges. There are so many things that you have to have in account. The problem with the fuel, the problem with the logistics itself. Actually, everybody depends on a very smooth logistic business, and as such, all the society is used to think that I want to have something, and after just a little bit of time, we can have that. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We feel that all these questions related with the pandemic crisis and now with the war in Ukraine, we don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks, in the next few months, in the next few years. So we have to face as well the uncertainty of the business. We don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows. And I hope that in this area, it's something that can be, let's say, that's an objective of the program as well, to put the people think together with different people from different parts of the world, and that is the idea as fast as I have understood. So I wish all the best for the development of the program. If you are okay, I am okay, everybody's okay. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here with you today. Thanks to the Dean of Nova School of Science and Technology, Professor Virgílio Machado, also Professor António Grillo, which is heading the Department of Industrial Engineering here, and obviously my colleague Helena Carvalho, who is behind this event. This event and this program, which is a product, it comes from the MARLEM project. The MARLEM project, which has many partners, which you can see over there on the bottom. So we have from Qualiseg, which is a local partner here, a technical consulting company, which initiated all this process. But among them, we also have Nova SST, the Portuguese Naval Academy, and a set of international partners like WIGAMT, like the Marine Southwest, where we have our esteemed colleague David Rie, or Strathclyde University, where we have some colleagues, Tachim, among others, CERT, etc., etc. So this is a team effort that is now culminating with the delivery of the first edition of this master, which is planned for September this year. So what is MARLEM and what is behind this project? Indeed, Professor Virgílio was talking about uncertainty and future. Well, we don't want to be a chance of that future, whatever it is. So we want to create that future. And this industry is actually a quite particular industry in the sense that it commands and have system effects that spread all over the world. So, for example, this disturbance on the maritime industry will have potential impacts across many other industries. Just think a few years ago, the potential delay of some cargo ship that was full of toys for kids. If you could not pass through the Panama Canal, probably the Christmas will be cancelled in Europe for the children. So this is quite dramatic event in terms of its impacts. But there's many more. If you think about last year and this the evergreen problem in Suez Canal, well, that started impacting a lot of other industries that were dependent on resources that were transported on those ships. So we're talking about probably one of the most important industries ever. And so this EU project, MARLEM, was conceived to address what should the future look like for this industry and what programs are being offered over there that addresses the professionals of the 21st century for this industry. So the needs were identified by the industry. We consulted with the industry. So we had an integrated view, a systemic view of everything, how this should be in a way shaped, designed. The program provides a fundamental set of knowledge about it's grounded in industrial engineering, obviously, management and logistics. This is the core, but it's not enough just because if you look at the market, there's many other programs that offer this. What we spotted here is that the nature of work is changing. And because of that, it's not enough anymore just to be skilled at mathematics, engineering. So we need to bring together management and also the people skills. Because at the end of the day, everything may fall if we lack the adequate people skills, but also the other one. So we need to blend somehow these three areas. So engineering, management, and people skills. Obviously, with all the law framework that frames all this industry. So maritime trade law, shipping, and everything that is related with this industry. What to expect from this program? So the specialists from this master degree will be able to address the problems that will be challenging this industry. There's a lot of challenging going on. It was mentioned here before, the effects of the pandemic. We are now living the pandemic state somehow, but not clear yet everywhere how this will end. And at the same time, we have this thing with Russia invading Ukraine that may spread across many other dimensions, not the least energy supply, which is also quite related with this industry. It's enough just to think about LNG and the impact this may have on LNG supply, for example. Okay. So this master in maritime logistics represents a chance for individuals to become the professionals this industry will demand in the future, and also is an opportunity for the industry to somehow reskill and upskill their professionals. Okay, so it's a master that is aimed at professionals that have a few years of experience, typically at least 5 years. That is mandatory because of the nature of this master program. Basically, this master program has a balanced syllabus where we have one part focusing on maritime transportation, another one strongly grounded on electrical and computer engineering, in the sense that a lot of digital transformation and technological change as well, is somehow impacting this industry in unforeseen ways somehow. Obviously, industrial engineering is very close to the nature of this industry as well. Just think about all the production chains that are somehow integrated in a way and ends up also connecting with this industry. Obviously, law, maritime law, international trade law, shipping, brokering, all these sort of fields of knowledge are also addressed in this program, and not the least, all the topics related with leadership and management. So on the maritime transportation dimension, we have ports and terminals, we have all these inland logistic chains, How do they integrate with the rest of the industry? On the industrial engineering, you have all the subjects related with supply chains and value creation. Decision making is at stake here as well, because you have to make decisions under uncertainty and the risk all the time. It's an industry actually where risk is quite pervasive. If you just think about the example I just gave about Evergreen last year, but among others, and there's also some industries that sometimes people don't think about them when we discuss maritime industry. Let's say, for example, offshore oil and gas. It's also part of this industry, but oftentimes people don't think about that. Just think, for example, at the Macondo well in 2010 in the Gulf of Mexico and the drama that came from there. So it's also an industry that have another connections, sometimes not that visible. Obviously, on the leadership and management side, so these areas are covered by Nova SST and the Portuguese Naval Academy in a half-half split somehow. And I will discuss a little bit more in detail in a coming slide. Regarding the structure of this program, so it's a 1-year long master program. So it's aimed at professionals with experience in the industry, professionals that have or wish to step into the industry and have some adequate background. And we will have 2 terms. The first term actually is the curricular term where people are attending courses or modules, either at the Nova SST or at the Naval Academy. This is made of 30 ECTS, so credit units, after which there will be a second term, which shall be either an applied project or an internship, obviously within the industry. It may be people that are already working in the industry can do these internships or projects, applied projects within their own company, or it may be some company that actually offers these internships for someone that is not from the industry or comes from abroad. I shall say also that the creation of this master program, the main goal has been for it to become an international, perhaps EU, but international program, attracting people from all over Europe and worldwide as well. So that's why the program will be taught all in English. So I would address these are now showing you the structure of the program. On the right hand side, you can see the courses or modules that will be delivered at the Portuguese Naval Academy. On the left hand side on the screen, so the ones that will be delivered here at Nova School of Science and Technology. And I will briefly describe the ones that will be delivered by the Portuguese Naval Academy, where I belong to, where I'm faculty. And so we have these 5 models, starting with the first one, integrated maritime logistics. So integrated maritime logistics aims at providing an integrated view of logistics. So a systems view, if you wish. Every system, every human being has a life cycle. So this industry also have life cycles. A ship itself or herself has a life cycle as well. And so we will address these sort of things, how we can integrate more the ship and shore activities as a whole. Then we'll have maritime and port administration. So in a way, we have also to attend what are the regulatory and law frameworks behind this industry. This is something that sometimes the people that have more technical backgrounds, for example, engineers, are not aware of some regulation backgrounds and vice versa, obviously. And so this program intends also to be holistic in the sense to bring together this, as I mentioned before, so the engineering dimension, which is heavily grounded on industrial engineering, but also ICT, IT, and so on. Also, this management side of the business, from business analysis and other subjects, project evaluation, for example, and finally, the law or regulatory side of things. Then we have maritime law. So the maritime industry actually has been driving somehow throughout history the evolution of the commercial societies, actually. So let's say the limited company or the public limited company, actually, they have been quite influenced in the way this industry has been developing. If you think, for example, on the concept of limited company, actually it is connected a few centuries ago when some ships needed investments or attract investors, but they could not attract such investors if the investors, after the loss of a ship, will be penalized by that furthermore. So in a way, there's a big connection between the creation of the concept of the modern corporation and this industry. Probably the VOC is, according to some sources, the first multinational corporation in the world, so quite connected with this industry. Now, leadership and team management. There has been a lot of discussion about strategy. Well, there's plenty of good strategies. The problem most of the time is how to deploy and implement such strategies. So that's where the human side of things comes into play, in the sense that we need to learn how to lead people in a diverse industry. The maritime industry is perhaps the most multicultural industry in the world, but it has been like that since ever, because actually before the internet, the only industry that truly interconnected people among different cultures, societies, countries was actually this industry, the maritime industry. It's not a surprise that most of the big shipping companies, Março, for example, whenever someone is hired, one of the first things they are exposed to is a course on multicultural communication, because there's a big source of conflict over there, and is of the essence in this industry. And also at the Naval Academy, you also have to deal with the multicultural negotiation here on this course. We're providing this model because, well, life is negotiation in a way. So we are negotiating all the time, and this is more concerning whenever we have different cultures at play. Just think, for example, most of the crews in ships these days, American ships, they are actually mixed multicultural teams. People from Philippines, from Russia, from Poland, from wherever, and all these people have to work together and to sort out the conflicts, because conflicts are a source of inefficiency in organizations, and the ship is an organization, a system at the end. So these are the 5 models that the Portuguese Naval Academy will be responsible for on the overall master program. I will now handle to my colleague, Professor Helena Carvalho, which will present you with the Nova side of the syllabus. Thank you.
Pedro.
I'll be available for some questions at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro. I will present right now what will be the courses delivered by Nova School of Science and Technology. So we will have the introductory course on the maritime logistics, where the objective here is to give to our students an overview of the main topics and themes that will be delivered along the course. So I would say that the main objective is to provide an integrative view of the maritime logistics, its main actors, its business, operational, technological, and regulatory components, as well as the sustainability issues. The other course, the second course, is related with maritime business analysis. So here we will focus the different nature of the businesses within the maritime logistics value chain, including the ship, the fleet, ports and terminals, inland modes and logistics, as well as the investments analysis and financial risks. The third course is related with operations management. So here, all the contents related with operations design, planning, management and control, decision support tools, as well as the main standards relevant for this industry, such as standards for quality, risk, health and safety and environmental, and also the physics assets management. And finally, we will have a course about the maritime logistics technology, where the the different types of technologies relevant for the maritime logistics will be discussed, as well as their functional relationships with the operations, the opportunities that the new technological developments offers to the industry, and also as well discuss the risks of ignoring this new technological advance. And together with the 5 courses of that will be delivered by Escola Naval, this will end our first term. And then what the students need to do to finalize their program is the final course, that is a project work or a professional internship. So the project will be carried out in a research center in association with an industry partner, and the internship will take place in an industry partner. So considering the way that this program is set up, it has very specific characteristics. Who are the people that we want to address? So we are looking for professionals. This is a master program just for professionals. They should have a minimum of 5 years of experience, with preference in the logistics and maritime transportation background, and should have a suitable education degree. So the degree can be a degree on exact science, but also on technology, engineering, economics, business management, naval administration, even geography, or they can have an excellent or outstanding CV. And this is the profile of our candidates. And we developed this program to address the needs of professionals. So I will say that this is our target. What will be the calendar? How we want to deliver this? So we will open the applications on April, so by the end of this month. And we will have a second stage of applications on June. And the classes will start by the late of September. And we will have the first term with all the courses. And these courses will be given in a very, it will be in a very intensive way. So we will have 1 week for each course of 3 CTS, and 2 weeks for the introductory courses that have 6 ECTS. And finally, after the students finish the curricular part, in the second term, they will start the internship and the project. And hopefully on June 23, next year, we'll have our first students with the master degree on maritime logistics, where the classes will be held. So the classes will be held on Nova Campus here, where you are. You can see that we have a big campus with different departments, And this is very important because we will have professors from the industrial engineering department, but also from other departments from our faculty. And also the classes will be held on the Naval Academy facilities. Both schools are located in Portugal, for the ones that are listening us via Zoom. So we are located in Portugal, in Almada. And I will say that the distance between these two schools is around 10 kilometers, more or less. So we are very close to each other. So what are the next steps? So what we want with this program? So as universities, as Nova School and also the Naval Academy, in fact, we want more than have just a new master program. So we really want to deepen the relationships between the industry and academia. So within this course, we expect to have the collaboration and also to establish partnerships with companies to develop course contents, to have invited professors in our classes, or to have industry experts in our classes, to have the participation of professionals and companies in seminars and workshops, to give to our students the possibility to have site visits, to host students in internships, but also we want to offer something for the companies. So we would like to give the companies an opportunity to reskill their staff, but also to develop collaborative research and also research and development projects with companies. Considering all this context, we were very ambitious, and because we felt when we were developing the program that we need more instruments, we need more help to put this dream in practice. So we applied to a project that is Mobility for Maritime Logistics, the M4ML project, and the project was approved. And the main objective of this project is to leverage the engagement of professionals in this master, in the Master in Maritime Logistics, and aims at promoting and supporting the bilateral exchange between Portugal and Norway students, professors, and researchers within the scope of this master program. Later on, after lunch, we will have an workshop just to discuss this and to present this project, so you can see what are the different possibilities to enroll in this project, in M4ML project. It is important to say that this project is funded by EA grants, and also the partners are, it is led by Escola Naval, that is the promoter, and the partners are Nova SST, NTNU, the Norwegian University, and Qualiseg, that is our industry partner. I would like to invite you all to join to our social networks. So you can follow what will be our next steps and actions and what will be the news. I invite you all to participate in the LinkedIn and Facebook and also Instagram pages. And I will finish my intervention here. I would like to ask to the audience here, but also the ones that are following us by video conference, to put any questions that you would like to be answered. Can put the questions, and then me or Professor Pedro, we can clarify. We don't want to bother you with lots of details about this new master program, but since in fact it is a new master program in Portugal, but also it has characteristics that we don't find in offers, in the international offers. We are willing to answer to every questions that you have, and that's all. Maybe we can pass. Bem pensado.
Well, good morning again and congratulations. My name is Elder Alves. I'm from Indra. We are a technological company. We are very deep involved in many things, but in particular with the JUL, which in Portuguese is the logistics single window for the whole port authorities. So this is very interesting for us. I have two simple questions. First of all, I didn't understand if this is the master, if it's presence or remote the classes. And the second question, I understand that the students will be 28 hours per week in classes, but I didn't understand quite well for how many weeks. I understand that it's 9 ECTS, no,
Courses.
9 courses, which each one we have 1 or 2 weeks. So I would like to understand better how can I planify all my team? Well, probably not all my team, but there's some people of the team to do this master according with the compromises that we have with our customers, okay. Because many weeks the guys out, it's complicated, and mostly when we have to travel, because well, ports are not side by side with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. Yes, so indeed, this program was created for professionals from an international, somehow coming from all over Europe, but probably some non-European countries as well, which means for these people to travel over here once in a while, it's feasible for them. But for them, for example, let's say comparing to other programs where people have the classes after the normal working time, let's say 5 p.m. or something, that will be not feasible for these people. So in a similar way to other programs that are already offered internationally, UK, for instance, it will take 1 week where the participant will arrive, for example, Sunday evening, will be here leaving on Friday after lunch time or something, and this will make it possible for these people to attend. But there's also, obviously, there's no replacement for face-to-face teaching, not at all. But it's a possibility in some weeks for people to attend some models in a remote way as well. Obviously, not all the models are suitable for this delivery mode. For example, we are planning on the leadership model to have probably the Marines, the Portuguese Marines, which is an organization with some 400 years with a huge experience in leadership, to provide some training. Obviously, one cannot attend some Marines training on leadership remotely. We have to face it. One thing is to be here watching a PowerPoint about, let's say, some Hell Week on the Marines. Another thing is to face it. It's completely different. No question. Also, for example, models on negotiation. These are actually quite practical approaches. So it's all based on the whole place where people have to play a role and get where they have their goals and how to get there with the tactics, with the, for example, how to use power and influence. Obviously, a lot of business nowadays is done remotely. So we are negotiating, for example, by mail, by phone. But when the stakes are high, typically the people pick a plane and meet elsewhere to negotiate the thing. So there are models that can be delivered remotely, but some cannot. And obviously, we'd like for the program to be fully face-to-face, but we are planning for accumulating these things. For example, someone that has an important meeting in a certain week, a professional, let's say, that is still enrolled in his normal work, can just go abroad and potentially connect during that time. I'm not sure if I answered your question.
Maybe I need to take my mask. So maybe some words are necessary to say. So we have here a master program, and that is that has the accreditation from A3AS, that is our institution that gives the accreditation for the master degree. So we need to assure that the students have the right numbers of working load in terms of the program. So a course with three credits needs to have 20 hours of contact with the professor, plus an additional work at home, doing some study, evaluations, projects, and whatever. So since this is a master program, we want to have the students with us, with the professors in our schools, because it is very important for them to have the time to focus on the program and not to be working and send emails or to study late at night. So this is not a graduation, this is not a post-graduation that in Portugal we have. This is really a master degree. So we need to comply with some rules. That's why the number of 20 hours of contacts for each course of 3 credits, and we have just one course of 6 credits. That is the first introduction to the maritime business. Here we need 2 weeks to deliver the course. I don't know if I answered to you. Okay, thank you. Any questions from the people that are watching us? So if you don't have any questions, maybe we can close. We can close this session. Let's close the session. Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
So let's close this workshop. It was really a great pleasure to receive you all here face to face, but also virtually for the ones that are attending virtually. I hope you can follow us in this path. We just start now this big path, and we'll give you more news in our social media. I will close now this workshop. We will have the lunch for the persons that are here physically, and after it at 2:30 we will start the second workshop. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. I would just like to say thank you for our colleagues and friends and other attendants that are attending this event remotely. So thank you very much. And as Professor Elena just mentioned, there will be more follow-up information on this subject. Thank you very much.